Peace and love, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. As you can tell from today's video, it's about cooking dried beans. Now, someone had asked me through email, how do you go about, cooking beans from scratch? So I thought it'd be something different, a little bit more lighter than some of the topics we've talked about recently. And one thing I found out is it's not easy trying to do a cooking video. I did my best for that day, I'll say. It's kind of crappy, but you know what? It's a teaching moment for me. There's things I still need to learn. While I'm teaching, I'm learning. And I'm thankful that you guys are, holding in with me and giving me a chance. So first, I'd like to say that one of the things that I left out, because it's bad, but I'm gonna put it on here anyway, because you have to learn, I have to learn. So while I'm teaching you, like I said, I'm learning myself. One of the things that I did not put in the video was about the seasonings that you can use. And that's completely up to you. And the way I cook, I don't measure things. I'm sorry, just old style. That's just the way I learned. And I will say that this video is about cooking pinto beans. So pinto beans can be eaten just by themselves after they're done, or it can be a base for slamming chili. If you want to start, you can use, instead of using kidney beans, you can use, or you can do a combination. That's up to you. You learn as you go. And the seasonings that you use, you decide what taste that you would like to have. Now, for if you want to add like some cayenne pepper or some paprika, you can also add onions. Or not. After the beans have cooked. Now, here in the South, sometimes we do. You just cut up some onions over the top of the bean. You get a piece of cornbread. Ooh, good stuff. But it's up to you how you want to do it. I'm not going to hold you long. I'm going to go ahead and play this video. And if you got any suggestions, comments, I may start doing some cooking. Some from transitional, and this is the other thing. I'm not the only one. Well, I'll take that back. My family, not everyone is on the same journey that I'm on. And they still eat certain things that I don't. So I have some recipes that I do without certain things. And then there are others that I cook just for them. And I understand that it's a bit different, but they're going to get it from someplace else. So it might as well be from my kitchen. That way I know what they're eating. And when my grandchildren request certain things, I cook it. That's just all it is to it. Because they can't get it from nobody else's kitchen except grandma. Okay? And so I will probably new teeth. I will probably be doing some of those as well. So just bear with me, like I said. And if you do have any comments or suggestions, please put them down, below. And I'll do my best to do my best. Okay? Let's go with the new video. Peace and love, everyone. This is Dee from Purple Sage Healthy Living, and today I'm going to show you how to prepare dried beans. The beans of today will be pinto beans. Okay, first we have our pinto beans, and this is 1 pound of beans, which is also 16 ounces. Now, if you have a larger family, I would suggest you get the 2 pound or whatever suits your needs. Now, what I'm going to show you first is how to sort the beans. We really need to clean them and get rid of any debris, because sometimes, I mean, I know they say they wash they wash these things, but there are still things that are left, and I'll show you as I do this. We're going to need the beans. I'm going to use this strainer to put the beans in as I go, so later I can just put them in a bowl and rinse them well, and not have to you know, pull them out again. I'll show you that in a minute. And I'm also using, for these 16 ounces of beans, I am using a 3-quart pot. Okay, let's begin. Now, I always take the wrapper that the beans come in, and I just start by leveling them out just a little bit and looking for anything that's discolored. You may see now something like that. That's discolored. It may be good, but it does not look appetizing. So I am actually going to put that in as a bad one that I won't be using. Something like this, which is a broken piece. Something like this, which is also a broken piece. And it's best to section it off so you don't go back through the same beans again. Now, this one right here is deformed and discolored, so it will be removed. Now, this one right here is kind of iffy, okay? I don't know if you can see that in the light. I know my lighting is not that good, but be on the safe side, it's going in the bad pile, okay? If you've come across anything that's flat, or I even get rid of half, if the beans have been split and it's a half bean, I won't use it either. If it's a small bean that's way smaller than the rest, hopefully I'll come across one of those. I don't use those either. And reason being is that it is not fully developed. So, all right. I'm going to drop these off over in the strainer. Guys, this is probably not a really good setup I got going here. I'm going to look for a few more bad beans on camera, and then I'm just going to finish it up myself and come back when it's time to wash. Okay, so let's see what we got on this side. Here's a small bean. I'm going to push this over a little bit more. This is a piece of debris. And you'll find like this piece here. This bean it's just dirty. And I'm not going to throw it away, because when I wash it, you know, the dirt is going to come out. And I know a lot of people that do not wash their beans. And while I don't know why, because there's all kind of foreign matter in these beans, especially if you buy a store-bought brand. Now, I'm not telling you what to buy. That's your business. I'm just saying that you'll have to look a little more, be more diligent in your in your sorting. Okay, I'm going to put these over out of the way. It's hard to do this. I'm used to just doing it and not filming myself. Maybe I'll get better at it. I'm thinking about doing maybe a segment with in the kitchen with Mama D or something like that. Tell me what you think. Okay. These look, this one is deformed. There's something, I don't know if you can, see that. It's all wrinkled up on one side. I don't know, it's got issues. We're not using it. Okay? All right. And I will look at these. Ooh, I hit my camera, sorry. I will look at these again. It's called quality control. Ha. I will look at them again after they are in the strainer while I'm washing. Because it's easy to, you know, miss some things. So, that's just a little piece of, looks like a piece of bean that broke off into the pack. There's one. It's very flat. You can't really see it. Probably all looks the same on camera, but it won't go in the pot either. I'm just going to check right quick to see if there's anything out of the... Okay. This is a bad bean. Looks like it had rotten before it was dried. So, it looks good on one side. But then when you get on this side, that's a no-no for me. Now, you do... I'm just showing you what I do. Now, here's one that's underdeveloped. And it's kind of dark. I don't know why, but it will not be going in the pot. Okay, here's one that's discolored. I hope you can see that. It has none of the like specks and stripes that a regular good bean would have. So yes, it's gonna get thrown away too. Okay, so I'm gonna go through the rest of these and I'll be back when it's time to wash. Okay, welcome back. What I decided to do was go ahead and put some water on here for the wash, and I let them sit in this strainer, and it's inside of a bowl, and you can't really see it well, but the water is kind of dirty. I normally don't soak my beans anymore. I know a lot of people do. You can soak them overnight, and that eliminates some of the cook time, but for me, it works just as well the way I'm doing it. So this is another reason I use this strainer, because I can, you know, kind of shake the beans up like this, and they're getting washed, and then later, after I'm draining them, I don't have to worry about trying to fish the beans out of the water. Okay? So I'm going to pour this water out. Yeah, that don't sound too good, I know. And I'm going to just put a little bit more and rinse them off once more, because that other water was kind of dirty. And while that's filling up, let me show you this. These are the defective pieces that I found. Didn't find any dirt, just some, a few defective beans and some broken pieces. But I just wanted to let you see what I came up with. Okay? So now, oops, that's enough water. I'm just going to do this again. And yeah, they've started to soften up some, but not to the degree they would if I soaked them overnight. And yes, some of them have, yeah, they look a little ugly after they've been in the water. But I've already checked them, so I know that they're good, okay? All right. So now, I'm going to move this bowl. And I changed my pots. I love this pot right here. This is my little, it's actually a small Dutch oven. And I love my beans to be cooked in the Dutch oven on the stove. To me, it just gives it a better flavor. So I'm putting the beans in the pot. Okay. Now, this is the part where people kind of mess up. You do not add any seasoning. Do not add any salt. Salt will make your beans hard, and it takes longer for them to cook. So we will put seasoning in after the first hour, because normally I let them cook for at least an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, depending on the degree of softness when I check them. So at this point, I'm going to be using, and you can use water if that's what you have. I have some vegetable stock here, and I'm just going to pour it over the top of the beans. And now these beans are going to rehydrate, so we're going to put extra, I guess about maybe an inch past the beans to start off. And I'm going to save this little bit that's left in the bowl, because at some point I will probably have to add more while it's cooking. Now, what I'm going to do now is put them on the stove and let them come to a boil. And then when they come to a boil, we're going to put them on simmer and put the top on it and let it do what it do. Okay? I will be right back. Okay, our beans are about to start boiling. One thing I did want to point out, I hope you can see this. Here is one that was floating. It floats on the top. Now, there may not be anything wrong with that, but you know what? That tells me something's not quite right. So I took it out, and I'm going to throw it away. And I'm stirring up the water just a little bit, even though it hasn't started completely boiling, just so it will to redistribute the water, not the water, excuse me, the stock. So it'll come to a boil quicker. But you can see the bubbles are starting to form. Now, once they do that, I am going to put the top on it and turn it down to a low simmer and just let it cook. So I'll be back when I get ready to put my seasonings in, because I don't eat meat, so there will be no smoked meat. However, I do use liquid smoke, so I will add the liquid smoke, and I will add my seasonings. I love like garlic and herbs and this kind of thing. Miss Dash is your friend, baby. Trust me when I tell you. I will add those and let it continue to cook. And at that point, if you want to add salt, you can. I am using the vegetable stock, so it has some salt in it. I will have to taste it to make sure that it's okay. And then if I need to add some, I will. Now you can see that these beans are rising to the top. That's because they're getting ready to start boiling. The one that I took off, it did it before the boil. That's why I got rid of it, in case you have any questions. All right, so I'm going to give it one more stir. And I'm going to keep an eye on it while it's beginning to boil, because if you don't. Honey, I know a watched pot does not boil, so we've been told. But if you walk away, this bad boy will overflow, and you'll have crap all over your stove, and then you'll be fussing and maybe cussing, and we don't want that. Okay? All right. So I'm going to put the top on. And here we go. See you after they're done. Okay. We are done. Have put the seasoning in and let it cook for a little bit more. And this is the end result. How about that? Doesn't that look good? You can do this too. Only takes just a little bit of time, and you can be doing the same thing. Practice makes perfect. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know if you want to see any more of these cooking or kitchen videos. Until next time, peace and love and good eating. Bye, guys. Now, when it comes to how much of a seasoning that you may use, or your combination of seasoning, I would say start off light. Taste your food as you're cooking it. And when you put your seasoning in, don't just taste it right away. Let it kind of mingle in with it first, and then taste it. If you need to add more, then go ahead. It's much easier to add than it is to subtract. That doesn't work. So just take your time and know that you're cooking slowly. That's the other thing. So many people who are learning to cook always try to speed it up, turn everything on high. No, that's not good. Just let things take their time, and it just tastes so much better. You savor the flavor. But we'll talk about that in another video.